Can you clap Roxanne Wolf? Not too long ago I covered one of the biggest questions about Ichika, and for some reason many of you also wanted to know if Roxanne Wolf is doable. So I spent days diving into the lore and technical files of Security Breach to find the answer. Today I'm showing you based on facts and science, so if you're ever hired as a night guard at the Mega Pizzaplex, you'll know exactly what to do when you find this baddie animatronic. First, we need to understand a bit about Roxanne Wolf. Unlike the 1987 models, Roxy belongs to the Mega Pizzaplex era, a technological leap that introduces distant future robotics into a current customer experience, while basically service robots exist today. The glam rock line features the closest things to a true robotic sentience and sapience. Now about Roxy, she's one of the most advanced of all animatronics. That brings us a few problems that we have to solve to even stand a chance with this animatronic. Let's start with the fact that her body is a rigid reinforced plastic and ballistic ceramic exoskeleton. Roxy was designed with a sealed chassis to prevent fluids and dust from the Roxy Raceway from damaging the internal circuits. To insert your tool, you face a barrier of metal and carbon fiber because the animatronics do not possess a biological cavity. But if you saw the Ichika's video, you'll know that this is not a problem for us. In Roxy's case, you need to perform a level 4 hardware modification. This involves using pneumatic tools to create an opening in the pelvic chassis. However, for this to be functional for the clap, you'll have to install a biosynthetic interface. We are talking about an internal lining made of thermoplastic elastomer, or TPE. I don't actually know how to spell that word, which is the material used in high fidelity medical prosthetics. Without this soft material, the friction against the titanium endoskeleton would cause a catastrophic biological failure for the user. But we can easily get this material without having to spend a cent, because there is a great chance that these items are already inside the Mega Pizzaplex. This is enough to give this animatronic the possibility to be clappable, but this is the least of our problems. You see, even with the body modifications made, your human body will still be subject to the reflexive movements of the AI. If her AI has a spasm or an impulsive reaction during the thing, the servo motors in her legs and hips can exert a pressure exceeding 5000 psi. All that tonnage focused on a small point like your tool would be the same as having an elephant on top of a 50-cent coin. Not only that, your tool is made of water and salt that conduct electricity. If it touches Roxy's internal weighting, both get a fatal shock and die. I honestly couldn't come up with a solution for these two problems for a long time, since I couldn't not play the game myself. But then I remembered that there is this item that mechanics use to seal joints in the engines, preventing leaks. Okay, hear me out. This item can handle big pressures and high temperatures. You have to seal the entire interface area with this industrial silicone gasket, ensure that no biological fluids come into contact with the endoskeleton, solving the electric problem. Now hear me out. To solve the 5000 pressure she has, we are going to take Roxy to the part and service room. We use the torque limiter, and instead of putting the parts in her head, you install it in the pelvic motors. It works like an emergency mechanical clutch. If the animatronic applies the weight of an ocean on you, this limiter slips and prevents your bones from being turned into dust. Doing this, the clap stops being a suicide and becomes a perfect engineering operation. But all of this only works if you don't make her feel attacked. Roxy only needs a reason to exist and someone to help her with her demons. And we all know that this animatronic is so insecure that anyone can be her shoulder to cry. So if you become that shoulder, you stop having a Roxy trying to kill you and you start having a Roxy that just wants to be with you. So to answer the question, is it possible to clap Roxanne Wolf? The answer is yes. It's doable, but is really worth it? Well, I leave this answer to you. By the way, this video took me almost 1 month to make, so it would be very cool if you guys subscribe to the channel if you found this video useful. If you have something to add, or if I make some mistake, you can comment down below, because as you know, this is just a theory, a goon theory. Bye.